Let's take a deep breath. Welcome to week 2 of Creativity 101. I'm your instructor, Mr. Dreamer. Now, this 6-week course or series aims to equip you with a deep understanding of creativity, practical techniques to enhance it, and the confidence to apply creative skills in any field, really. This week, we'll be talking about creative blocks and how to overcome them. I encourage you to take notes, pause, go back, and do what you need to do to take away as much value from this video and series as possible. If you haven't already seen our intro to creativity from week 1, go back and watch it. There's so much value in it. With that being said, let's get right into it. We don't want to have a super long video. We're going to start with a creative barrier or block. It refers to any obstacle that prevents or hinders the flow of creativity, ideas, innovation, or progress. These barriers can be internal, stemming from within an individual, or external, imposed by the environment or circumstances, and they can disrupt the natural process of creative thinking, problem solving, or even artistic expression. Now, common barriers to creativity can be both internal and or external. Here are some of the most common or prevalent ones. The first being a fear of failure. You fear making mistakes or being judged for not succeeding, and it can paralyze creativity. People may avoid taking risks or trying new ideas to avoid failure, which stifles innovation and experimentation. The way to overcome it is to embrace failure as a learning process, understanding that creative breakthroughs often come after multiple failures. Another one is perfectionism. Perfectionists often delay or abandon creative projects because their work doesn't meet their excessively high standards. This can lead to frustration and burnout. So what you should do is set realistic expectations and focus on progress, not perfection. Accept that the first draft or iteration is rarely perfect, and revisions are actually a part of the creative process. Another block or impediment of creativity is the lack of motivation. Creativity often thrives on passion and interests. When motivation is low, it's hard to find the drive to start or continue a creative project. The way to overcome it is, break projects into smaller, more manageable tasks to reignite your momentum. Sometimes starting with something fun or easy can boost your motivation and keep you moving forward. Another one is self-doubt. See, if you constantly question your abilities or ideas, it can create an inner critic that silences your creative thoughts. You should build confidence through practice and acknowledge your creative achievements, no matter how small. Now, another could be the lack of time or how busy you are. Busy schedules or time constraints can make it hard to dedicate the necessary energy to creative pursuits. You should schedule specific time blocks for creativity and prioritize it as an essential part of your routine. Speaking of routines, the routine and comfort zone can block your creativity. Sticking to familiar methods or ideas can limit creativity and limit your thinking. Creativity often flourishes when people are pushed out of their comfort zone. So challenge yourself by exploring new environments, learning new skills, or collaborating with others outside of your field. Now, if you have an information overload, that may also block your creativity. Too much information can overwhelm and clutter the mind, making it difficult to think clearly or come up with original ideas. So you should limit your distractions and allow time for reflection. Sometimes stepping away from the input can help ideas synthesize more naturally. As we spoke about in the first series or week 1, the intro to creativity, that's called your incubation period, where you need to just leave and focus on something else and let your subconscious mind do work for you. Another block could be external pressure. Tight deadlines, external criticism, or the constant demand for output can make the creative process feel stressful rather than inspiring. So you should set boundaries, manage expectations, and create a balance between work and play in the creative process. These creative blocks that you get can have some pretty annoying and negative effects, such as stagnation. A creative block can lead to frustration and feeling stuck on a project, unable to make progress. It can result in loss of confidence. Extended periods of blockages in your creative process can reduce your confidence and your creative abilities. Or having missed opportunities. By not overcoming the block, potential ideas, projects, or solutions may never be realized, and those are opportunities that can be missed. They say the graveyard is where dreams go. And as a creative, you should strive to make sure that doesn't happen. Overcoming creative blocks requires a mix of mental, emotional, and practical strategies. Here are some of the different effective methods that you can use. You can change your environment. A new setting can stimulate fresh ideas by offering new stimuli or a change of perspectives. Work in a different location, take a walk, rearrange your workspace, or immerse yourself in a place that inspires creativity. You can also break down your project into smaller steps. Large, daunting projects can overwhelm, leading to creative paralysis. Breaking them down makes them more manageable. Set small, achievable goals or work on just one small aspect of the project at a time. Take a break or take a step away. Stepping away from a problem gives you your mind time to rest, often leading to breakthroughs when you least expect them. Engage in unrelated activities such as exercise, hobbies, or even just relaxing to refresh your mind. Embrace your imperfection. Perfectionism can stall your creativity, but allowing yourself to create something imperfect fosters experimentation and progress. Start with rough drafts or sketches, knowing you can refine them later. Focus on completing rather than perfecting. You can also engage in different activities. Switching to another form of creative expression can reignite inspiration by activating different parts of the brain. If you're stuck on writing, try drawing. If you're stuck on designing, try journaling or playing music. Collaborate with others. Other people's perspectives, feedbacks, and ideas can offer new insights and unblock stagnant thought patterns. Brainstorm with a friend, seek feedback, or work alongside others to share ideas and inspiration. There's this technique called mind mapping. Try that, or free writing. Both methods help bypass overthinking and allow ideas to flow freely without judgment. Speaking of ideas flowing freely without judgment, there's going to be an exercise at the end of the video that you can try to break out of creative blocks, so stay tuned for that. So for mind mapping, start with a central concept and branch out with related ideas. For free writing, write continuously for a set period without worrying about grammar or structure. You can even change your routine. Sticking to the same daily habits can lead to a repetitive way of thinking. A change in routine disrupts familiar patterns and sparks creativity. Try working at different times, changing your schedule, or altering your usual creative process to shake things up. You can also set time limits. A time constraint can be negative, but can also help you in certain points. It can force you to act quickly, reducing the tendency to overthink or self-edit too much. Set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes and challenge yourself to work within that time frame. This pressure can help break through hesitation. You can even consume new material for inspiration. Exposure to new ideas, media, and experiences can provide the spark needed to break through a creative block. Strategies like reading books, watching films, listening to music, or explore different art forms and genres to get inspired. You should set constraints or limitations periodically, okay? So having limitations can stimulate creativity by forcing you to think within boundaries and explore unique solutions when it's not causing you stress, okay? You can also set artificial constraints like limiting your tools, using a specific color palette, or writing within a certain word count. One that I love to do, and my wife often looks at me and thinks I'm crazy. She did it yesterday. I was just pacing around the apartment, just talking to myself. Talk to yourself. Verbalizing your frustration or creative problem can lead to solutions or reveal underlying issues. Talk to a trusted friend or a mentor about what's blocking you. Sometimes even hearing your thoughts out loud can lead to new ideas and insights. Some people enjoy keeping a journal, or you can keep a creative journal. So regularly recording ideas, observations, and thoughts helps maintain a creative flow even during tough times. Jot down random ideas, sketches, quotes, or anything that comes to mind. Reviewing old entries may even inspire new directions. Embrace the playfulness. The playfulness of it all is what brings that original passion, that original spark. Playfulness removes the pressure to perform, allowing ideas to flow more freely. Engage in playful activities like doodling, playing games, or doing something silly to get out of a rigid mindset. By experimenting with all these different strategies that I just named, you can find what works best for you to overcome creative blocks and reignite your creative energy. So we're gonna focus on on about two things for a quick minute. There are key factors that we just named, that being routine and environment. They both play crucial roles in fostering creativity by either stimulating or blocking the creative process, depending on how they're used and structured. Here's a breakdown of what I mean by that. With routine, you can have a structure and discipline. A consistent routine provides structure, allowing the mind to focus on creative tasks without the distraction of planning or decision making. When certain aspects of your day, like when and where you work from, are predictable, it frees up mental energy for creative thinking. It helps build momentum. A regular creative routine, like writing at the same time each day or drawing for an hour every morning, over time, creativity becomes a habit and the brain starts to expect that as a creative period. It helps overcome procrastination, which I love to do. Sucks, but I love to do it. A set routine combats procrastination by removing the decision-making process about whether or when to start working. It encourages you to engage in creative activities consistently, even when you may not feel inspired. It helps with your creative flow. Routines can help you reach a state of flow, where you're fully immersed in the creative process. This happens more easily when your mind is conditioned by habit to focus on creative work during a specific time. Now, there are some potential pitfalls of having a routine, such as staleness. While routine is essential for consistency, too rigid a routine can sometimes lead to creative stagnation where the repetitiveness stifles new ideas. Let's talk about the environment for a second. Your environment can stimulate your senses. The physical environment plays a significant role in sparking creativity. A visually stimulating environment, artwork, plants, open spaces, or one with varying sensory stimuli, sounds, textures, can inspire new ideas and creative thinking. My good friend RJ has one of the most aesthetic desk setups, and it has things that he enjoys, like art and displays, which help him be more creative when he sits down at his desk. Also, minimizing your distractions. A well-organized environment free from distractions allows for deeper focus and fewer interruptions. Creativity often requires long periods of concentrated work, and a cluttered or noisy environment can hinder that. Create a safe space for risk-taking. So your creativity thrives in an environment that fosters psychological safety, a workspace that feels safe and non-judgmental, a workspace that encourages experimentation and risk-taking, both essential to creative innovation. I personally encourage collaboration. Environments that facilitate interactions, such as open shared spaces, can lead to collaboration, brainstorming, and the cross-pollination of ideas, which enhances creativity. There are different types of creative environments, such as inspiring surroundings. Places with natural light, green spaces, art, or even music can stimulate the mind and help generate new ideas. As long as the music is not too loud and obnoxious, you can be creative in that space. A workspace that is equipped with the tools and materials you need for creativity. For example, a sketch pad if you draw, or instruments if you play music, or digital tools if you're a graphic designer or video editor. This ensures that when inspiration strikes, you can immediately capture it or build on it. Some people require quiet zones for focus. So some environments need to support focus, particularly for that solitary work that requires deep thinking. Quiet spaces where distractions are minimized can help you enter a creative flow state. Now, balancing routine and environment for creativity can be tricky, but it's possible. You can begin with switching environments. While routine is important, periodically changing your environment can inspire new ideas. This could be as simple as moving to a different room or as dramatic as traveling to a new location. Now, blend your structure and flexibility. A routine that incorporates flexibility allows for both productivity and spontaneity. For instance, scheduling creative time, but allowing for creative types of exploration. So doing different things like writing, sketching, brainstorming, even though those things may not be in your normal routine, can keep things fresh. Some practical tips that you can use when you're trying new things is set a creative time, a regular creative time. Build a daily routine or weekly routine for your creative activities to train your brain for creative thinking. You can even design your workspace for creativity. You can curate your environment to reflect your creative goals. whether it's by organizing tools or creating a stimulating atmosphere with paintings, art, or anything else. Now, don't forget, you may need to change things up periodically and adjust your routine or workspace to invite fresh perspectives, preventing creative stagnation. This could be reorganizing your desk or changing out some of your decor. Now, minimize your clutter so you can maximize your inspiration. If you have a desk, minimize your clutter. Stop being dirty, stop being a hoarder, stop being disorganized. Keep distractions at bay, but fill your space with objects, materials, or visuals that inspire you. Different creative environments influence the creative process in unique ways. Quiet, isolated spaces help focus and reflect, while stimulating or dynamic environments can spark fresh ideas and experimentation. Collaborative settings foster teamwork and idea sharing, while nature-based spaces reduce stress and offer natural inspiration. Structured environments encourage disciplined creativity, and minimalist spaces support concentration and clear thinking. So the best environment depends on you, the individual's creative process, the type of work being done, and whether the task requires focus, inspiration, or collaboration. Many creatives benefit from switching between different environments depending on their current needs. By using routine for discipline and focus and shaping your environment to foster inspiration and comfort, you create an optimal setting for creativity to flourish. So to finish off this week's video or session, I'll leave you with this exercise to try. It's called the brainstorming without judgment exercise. It's designed to encourage the free flow of ideas and creativity without the constraints of immediate evaluation or criticism. The benefits of this exercise are reduced pressure, a safe space, and it actually helps unlock hidden potential. The exploration of possibilities without the constraints of immediate evaluation. You're more likely to explore a wider range of possibilities. Ideas that may initially seem impractical can be refined and developed into viable solutions. It leads to a more diverse and innovative set of ideas. While initial ideas might seem impractical, the process often leads to higher quality solutions as ideas can be refined and combined in later stages. So overall, the brainstorming without judgment exercise is a powerful tool for unleashing creativity and generating a wide range of ideas that can be evaluated and developed further. Now, you can do this on your own time. As we wrap up this week's focus, we're going to summarize. We focused on overcoming creative blocks. Key barriers of creative blocks included fear of failure, perfectionism, lack of motivation, self-doubt, time constraints, routine, information overload, and external pressures. Strategies to overcome these blocks include changing your environment, breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, taking breaks, and embracing imperfection, trying different creative activities, and collaborating with others. We spoke about how routine provides structure and helps build momentum, while environment influences creativity through stimulation and minimizing distractions. Balance routine with adaptability for optimal creativity. If you found some value in this video or in this series so far, I encourage you to subscribe and tune in next week for the next session. Until then, I shall see you.